Well, well, well. Huh? We are here again. Um, Hello, Teresa.
Hello, Hillary. We having too much fun before,
we,
that's why.
I know, yeah. This is one of those shows that we should have recorded or before, or pre-session because, oh my lord, I couldn't stop laughing. But anyways, I am Hillary here in Ontario, Canada.
And I'm Teresa in the hot island of Barbados.
Nice.
It is warm, very warm.
It's hurricane season, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys have any or everything's been good?
Not as yet, just some very low, calm seas over the last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And this weekend, something is brewing. You can tell something is brewing because outside it's extremely hot. They'll be
Mm.
hitting into temperatures of 30 degrees, and this is Celsius. It is hot. It is
Okay.
hot.
All right. Well,
But here
tonight,
we are with hot tea with
hot
pleasures.
tea with
So I guess it's
pleasures.
something.
Yep. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to
And
our channel.
also moisten up
Mm-hmm. And check us out on Instagram. What is our handler on Instagram, Teresa?
at hot dot z at h dot o dot t and then t again tea with pleasures
That's right.
or hashtag hot dot o dot t pleasures with a z, that is.
Mm-hmm. And then you can find us also on Twitter. We're now, we're as we're starting up this year, so we're a little bit behind in everything, but we will
Mm-hmm.
respond to your comments and questions. So it's at H Pleasures with a Z on Twitter.
Yeah.
So tonight is a juicy little one, and
Mhm.
it is understanding men, understanding women. What do they desire? And Teresa's going to handle the females, and I'm going to handle the males. And then we're going to go back and forth, and you're going to have a good old laugh and have some fun. We try to get some fellas to come on tonight, but I'm going to keep that information to myself. Don't want to offend anybody. But
From my
everybody
end,
became
they're
busy
busy.
real
I don't
quick.
know what yours is.
Huh?
From my end, the guys that I make contact with, they told me they were busy. Some of them were at work on the night shift.
Mm-hmm.
So that's from my end.
Oh, yeah, mine became busy too.
They're busy.
I don't know if they think
Okay.
we were gonna read them or something. We're not interested in doing that. We're here to learn from each other and motivate, moisturize, lubricate, or minds and bodies and everything. And speaking of lube,
You got your lube. Yeah,
yeah,
we finally got our lube.
it's really good
And
too.
Chester, have you tried it yet?
Yes, I have. It's really good. It's
Mhm.
really very. It's different. I like it. It's very different and different good. And I think
Different
that
as in you're saying different and different
it's
good.
it's it's
Have you
um
how many have you tried
it's
before
like
this?
it's
Was
it's
it
uh
oil based or
it's
water
not
based?
gooey. That's the word I'm looking for.
Mm-mm.
It's not gooey or sticky or leave like something you want to get rid of. It doesn't make you feel like
Yeah.
you were in the ultrasound.
Oh Lord. It doesn't feel like that gel.
Like you're doing an ultrasound or something like,
Listen to
oh.
me, people.
it,
Hillary was like this from the time you started discussion earlier. I don't know what it is,
I'm
but she
having a
having a
good old
great week.
time.
She's
Life is
having a great
beautiful.
week.
What can I say? But
Yes,
let's
it
get into
is.
our discussion, and I'll let you start out with the
Mhm.
females.
Okay, I'm here with the females
Oh,
that
wait,
didn't
hold
reach
on.
ahead.
Disclaimer.
Go on.
We are professionals in this category. The end. We're gonna we're gonna tackle some articles that we have read and read those to you. Those are
Some
not our opinions.
scenarios.
Yeah, those are we'll quote where we've gotten the items from, but we will interject our own opinions. So we are expert at being females.
Okay, let me start off. If you're struggling, if you find yourself struggling to understand the woman in your life, don't worry. It's not as complicated as you might think. The
Wait,
trick
wait,
to
hold on.
understanding,
Reverse. Say that one more
mhm,
time because men are going to just,
if you are struggling to understand the woman in your life, it's not as complicated as you think.
as you
The
think.
trick, mhm, the trick to
Perfect.
understanding women is to put your assumptions aside and get to know them as an individual. Don't bring your baggage from, oh, she was like this, yada, 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 to this new relationship. Deal with them as two separate people, two different individuals. Whether she's your acquaintance, a family member, and we know we like to judge everyone with the same brush. Oh, she's whatever surname, so she's a hind, so we know how those hinds behave, or we tend to do that within the family circle. So whether it's a family member, acquaintance at work, in your community, in your sport, no matter what, even if it's a romantic partner, like I said before, each person is an individual. So don't bring baggage from one relationship or one experience, or they might not be a relationship from one experience to the other, and try to paint everybody with the same brush. Okay? So if you take
I think that
time
goes
to
for
talk,
both men and women, though.
mm-hmm, yeah, but I'm talking to women. You're dealing
Yeah.
with men, so you will come with your scenarios later, which I'm
Yeah.
interested to
A whole.
hear.
I got my encyclopedia of Steve Harvey.
Oh my goodness. If you take time to talk to a woman and really listen to what she
Active
has to
listening.
say, you soon have a clearer grasp of who she is and what makes her tick. You may also find it helpful to get familiar with women's issues and learn to recognize and question some common gender stereotypes. Okay?
But hold
Always
on.
get familiar.
Shouldn't they, before that, all those, shouldn't you, when you approach a woman, you know, or female, sorry, sneeze, uh, you should be intentional.
Mhm.
Determine what you want her to be in your life. What is your agenda? So if your
Mhm.
agenda is, maybe
No.
potential, and you're looking like truly serious about looking, then what Teresa is saying is a way of going about the friendship route to get to know her and her environment, etc., and move from there. But if you're trying to smash,
What do you mean by smash?
just have
Some viewers
sex,
might not
just
understand.
sex,
Okay.
hit it and quit it kind
And
of
others,
thing.
if you're gonna be a player,
Well, not
say it
necessarily a
up
player
front.
because it could be
You're a
that they're
player.
both hit it quit it situations and they both know that. Just be intentional. So if you are going to, uh, nobody got time for you to be trying to get to know who I am if you want to hit and quit it. I'm not the kind of
Mhm.
female for you, but you know what I'm saying? If that's what your intention is, be honest enough and
Say
be
it up
direct
front.
enough to focus on that. Like that's what your I think if
That's what you're
people
about.
would do that to each other, a lot of time we waste it. I mean, we waste a lot of time trying to get to know a person, and that's not your intent. Your intent might not be to really know who she is or who he is. Is basically I want to smash or have sex or whatever. So be intentional. If that's what your game plan is to actually really truly get to know them to see if it's a potential, then fine, so be it. But if your intent is just to have sex, then let it be your intent. Be man up.
Let it
Be
be
man enough
known.
to say it. I dare you.
Okay, one of the things that we were talking about in terms of getting to know the individual, I said it in my little opening, to avoid making assumptions about her.
Right.
You have a hard time understanding any person if you keep assuming that you know everything or
Right.
anything about them.
Right.
So when you're getting to know a woman, Start by letting go of any assumptions about what she is thinking or feeling. You know,
And
we think in
Teresa, how
body
do they do that?
language.
How do they do that? What's your favorite word? Communicate. Yes.
Yes, you need to communicate. So don't jump to the conclusion that you know anything about her life,
Ask.
preference, or core beliefs. For example, if she is single, don't assume she's lonely.
Preach.
Again,
Or
if she's
desperate.
single, don't assume she's lonely.
If she's a
Don't
single mother,
assume
don't
if
assume
she
she's desperate.
it oh, there you go. If she's a single
That is
mother,
such
don't
a
assume
folk
like,
tale, I'll
oh,
tell you.
I need to be with her so I can assist her.
Hmm.
When you were not there, what was happening? Did you see her struggle?
Don't be Captain Save
She
Everybody.
was moving on. She was getting through with what she has to do.
Hmm.
So don't assume that she's lonely and looking for a relationship. Not all women are interested in being with a romantic partner.
Right.
Okay. It can be hard to recognize your own assumptions if you find yourself thinking something about a woman in your life. Stop and ask yourself, why do I think that?
Hmm.
Is there any reason for me to believe that about her? Did someone say something? And if something was said, again, communicate.
Hmm.
Ask the question, talk about different things, and get to the bottom of it. If your intention is to have a relationship, build a relationship, especially if the person has, again, young children.
Hmm.
Well, when they say young children, if the person has children,
Children.
basically,
Yeah.
because bringing someone else into the picture
Is a
when
lot.
you think when you have children,
Hmm.
it can be ticklish
It can.
unless you're sure.
Hmm.
Sometimes you can be sure and still things happen, but unless your intention to say is yes, I want this person to be a life partner. You have to decide which path you want to take with this person.
Yeah. And don't say I want to meet your
As
kids
Hillary,
if
as
that's
Hillary
not
call
what
it,
your intent is.
smash.
Yeah. Don't
You
don't
don't want
say
to
I want to meet
smash.
your kids if
eh,
your intent is to
It's
smash.
just a
Like,
smash
don't try to hang in for
because
like 6 months
that can
to do
affect
the whole
children.
Steve Harvey thing, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah, don't try that.
Right.
Just be yourself. Be real.
Mhm. The second point is recognize that she is an individual. That kind of ties in with the first point. Remember,
Hmm.
every woman is unique and an individual person, just like yourself. So she has her own life story, circumstances, her own experiences that shaped who she is. So you might find a woman and on the outside, some you might say, oh, she's quiet, she's reserved, she's shy, or she's very assertive or very aggressive. But
I hate that word,
circumstances,
aggressive.
experiences make you who you are.
Yeah, I don't think it's
So if
aggression. I
persons,
think it's more of protection, right?
if you
Mm-hmm.
were in situations where you had to be on the defensive end most of the time, and this could be on the defensive end because of, say, having children, you are going to be much stronger. You're going to come out much stronger and much more assertive, and you're going to be looking at scrutinizing things more. So your experiences, what shape your personality. Okay, they can go good and bad, but looking at the positive and your experiences are what shape your personality. So don't assume, she's always aggressive and assertive or always got her guard up. There's always a reason for that. It's like when if you're playing sport, you're gonna have your guard up because you know the type of sport you're in, and you are gonna be on the protective side because that's the field that you're in, whether it's sports, whether it's your work. You can be watchful of things that happened before. so that you don't repeat the same, in this case, mistake that you did before. You don't want to repeat it.
But
So,
I'm gonna throw something at you. So one of our male viewers said that why do women give mixed messages? For example, his example had to do with a woman asking for mentorship and then turning the conversation sexual with, and he wasn't interested in sexual, and you know, he handled it, but he was left confused, and she did to him what we would basically it was sexual harassment, you know,
mhm, it
and
is.
it is sexual harassment, and so his question was, he goes, I am so confused, like, and I said to him, be intentional when you listen. So I looked at what he said to her in the beginning, and because he implied something, she grabbed it because she was already interested and went off
Mhm.
with it. But she went at a whole other level. She went to 100 real quick.
Wow.
Yeah. So when it comes to men, I find that men
So
speak.
basically, you're saying be careful with your wording.
Be careful with your word, and this is the difference between men and women. We speak. It's like an artist, right? A woman speaks the whole picture. A man, he's going to draw the line, and that line is for that, and that goes there, and that goes that. Meanwhile, he wants the whole picture. So when a guy says, I'm interested in you, you know, we are like, oh, he wants to marry me. Like,
Mhm.
that's, it's one sentence mean two different things. And so when you, as a man, speak, you have to say, I'm interested in you for, and fill in the blanks. And because you don't want the woman to hear it, because if she's interested in you, because women choose men first. We men think they choose women, they don't. The woman saw you 10 minutes before you even got to her. She already decided
Mhm.
that she's going to talk to you.
Mhm. We already know. We already know your shoe
Yeah, she already
size,
decided she's
what
going to talk
you
to you or not,
wear, what
and she's going to
texture
have
hair you
sex with
got.
you or not, or throw you to the side or whatever, or tell her friend, I know a nice guy for you. Let me be friends with him, right? So women see men before that. So when a woman speaks, if you yourself know that you are not interested in him for more than pleasure, then tell the man you want pleasure. If you want him to be, you know, more in your life and you're looking for a relationship, let the man know from get, you know what, I'm interested in a relationship. Do not let him come up to you, you know, all saying all the right words and saying all the right things. And
Mhm.
then when he goes, okay, so, and go sexual in the conversation, you get upset. You didn't stop him when he was flirting, and you didn't let him know what your intent was. So we got to be careful with that. I saw one situation a couple of weekends back. I was at a store, and this lady, this lady, um, she was in the store too, and
Mhm.
I don't want to call out, you know. Anyways,
Your store. Don't give
yeah.
too much
So
details now.
anyhow, the one female was eyeing a man, and the man was eyeing her. So they didn't speak to each other. So this lady got involved, and she said, "Do you like her?" And he was shocked that she was so direct. And he goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Do you want her number? Do you want to get to know her? Are you interested?" And he was again shocked, and he said, "Yeah." And she took his phone and she goes, "What's your number?" She put the number in the phone. And she goes, "What are you waiting for? If you like her, let her know. If you like him, let her know. What are you waiting for? You probably would have came
Let
in the
him know.
store and
Mhm.
left and not know each other, and you both were interested in the same thing and seeing where it could potentially go." So that's to say, that is that be intentional with your speech, with your words.
Mhm.
Go on.
Okay. So that was recognizing that she's an individual.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that you have to ignore her gender. It's a big part of most people's identities. After all, just recognize that it doesn't totally define who she is.
Yes, they have breasts. It's okay. Stop staring. Your
I
shirt looks
said,
kind of
I
funny, Teresa.
much there,
Yeah. Why?
black and white.
Why you keep doing? Why is the camera going up and down?
I don't know. It got me look like I'm full.
Busting out.
I got
We were
I'm
having a
what?
whole we were having a
I'm on
whole
the grade of
situation
E or
earlier.
F.
Anyways,
This
go on.
this girl keeps it raw and real each time, you know.
That's right. That's what we do.
I don't know what's going on with this shirt, but nevertheless.
The shirt's growing.
Mm, yeah, maybe I'm getting ready to feed. To be feed. Be
Don't you
fed.
start no rumors
Sorry.
now.
I'm getting ready to be fed.
Don't you start
Or
no
having to
rumors.
feed a couple. Anyway, back to understanding women. Ask her questions about her feelings, her thoughts, her beliefs.
Mhm.
Get to know her. One of the best ways to get to know and understand any person is to communicate, is to talk to them. If you're interested in understanding more about the individual, in this case, a woman, ask her questions. Don't
Mm.
just make questions too personal or invasive, especially if you don't know her very well.
Mhm.
For example, you might ask her things like, what do you like doing for fun? How do you feel about certain issues or topics? What do you decide why did you decide to go into a particular profession or sport? And what are some of the things you hope to accomplish one day? You
Mhm.
know, ask her questions. And in turn, when she answers, you can build conversation from there, and then you can really see if that's a person that you want to be with. Because if the person says, okay, I want to go into medicine, but I don't want to be working one-on-one with patients, I want to go into research, you have to think no, or you should think no, this is going to be time.
Mm.
What time is that person going to have on their hand? Because this going into research is not a 9 to 5 job. This is like an 8 hour sometimes. This is more than an 8 hour, it might be a 12-hour shift.
Mhm.
So you have to know for yourself, is this relationship that I want with us being together, yes, yes, still apart.
Know your love languages, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So if it's a sport that they're in, say it is what, volleyball, it is diving. What other dangerous sports are, well, it's contact sport. You gotta know if you're the type of person that you can go and sit down and watch them play a game. Because
Did
if
you
you're
see
not a
that? Did you
person,
see? Did you
mm-hmm.
see the? It was one of those 90-day fiance situations, and the guy was a MMA, like he was trying to train for
Oh my
MMA.
goodness, martial arts thing. That's another thing.
Yeah,
I know. I dated a
that's
guy.
more on the floor, and a lot of. But his partner that day wasn't his regular partner as a guy. It was a girl, and
Mm-hmm.
when the fiance walked in, girl, she went ham
Oh, okay.
on
I know. I
him
dated
and the
a
girl.
guy,
You
and he
know,
was in MMA sports, and I
yeah.
was like, when he said that to me, I was like, am I ready for this? But
Mhm.
this is full contact,
Mhm.
picking you up, dropping you down, and well, this was I think this was before his accident or after the accident, because he was in a bad accident as well. And I was like, how can you go from this into this? Your bones are already fragile.
Are
And I
you
had
were
to
you
make up in
looking
my
at
mind.
his protection, or were you looking at the fact that he could deal with females? Like, what was your concern?
No, in terms of the accident that he was in before,
Mhm.
how healed can you be then to go into martial arts?
So you're looking at what your care is going to be. How is it going to affect your life?
No, how? oh, can I take that?
Oh, you
Because
can
it's
manage
a high
that.
risk
Okay.
sport. It's a high risk sport, and having it's like you just get an accident and you pick up and you want to go and do car racing. It's like what after you just saw what you saw. That one was kind of a. I had to get used to that because I like the sport as well. I too used to do the same martial arts, but some men they just take me to another level. I did mine for like self defense, but he was in for it. Well, not only self defense, he was in for it. The competition. He used to compete and going up in levels. And at some point, you gotta quit. But nevertheless, those are the things you have to do in asking questions about the feelings, the thoughts, the beliefs, things that they're into, and see if you can handle it. Next, and here you like this one. Listen attentively.
Active listening.
Listen attentively.
Hmm.
Okay, listen attentively to what
Sorry, I
she
just
has
remembered.
to say. What's that?
I just remember this one.
Oh, listen
Yeah.
attentively to what she has to say. Asking questions and making conversation will only help you understand you're a woman, if you really pay attention to what
Well,
she's
hold on,
saying.
hold on. You know, and I know, and everybody know that every time you say to a guy, when like, don't ever say to this to a guy, we need to talk.
I was about to say, you need to talk.
He's,
It's
he's
like,
like Buzz Bunny. You see that cartoon?
mm-hmm.
The cloud in the back. Don't
We
say
need to
that.
talk. It's like if you usually get home gets home at 4 or 5 o'clock, man,
I'm gonna
you
tell you
get
right
home
now.
at
She's
8
standing by the door
midnight.
like this. She is
I'm ready
shy.
to sleep.
she,
Oh
it's not about
God.
shyness.
And like she needs to talk. And the
Mm.
conversation in the office is like, my
It's
wife or
it's
my
the most
woman
hilarious thing. It's
needs
like
to talk.
universal.
What she needs to talk about. And then you're going through your head, wait, did I leave my phone somewhere? Did And you're going through your phone. How do I have this person saved as?
Do you know why that happens? You know why that happens?
Tom.
It happens because men do not what we see as important, men don't see a lot of things as important. Okay, because it does not have to do with their advancement, because men are more about advancement, right? We're very emotional. So when you say that, they're like, oh, what did I forget? That's what that is what.
That's the first thing. No,
Yeah,
what
what
I
did I
forget,
forget and what did
what
I
did I
do?
do?
Yeah, what did I forget and what did I do? And I don't want to deal with that right now because she's probably going to cry and I don't want to deal with a cry. So that's the thought that goes into that process there. And this man probably took a the long way home,
Mhm.
work overtime,
Exactly.
come home,
I
didn't
got
even
to
let
get
you know
home
he's
at
home.
5.
He's
I
in
ain't
the
going home at
garage.
5 this evening. I ain't going home at 5 this evening at all.
Oh, I'll tell you the funniest story
Okay.
about that one. I have a
Go
cousin.
on.
I have a cousin. His wife told him that she needed to talk to him in the evening after work. My boy went and bought roses, a diamond, and he had no clue what was going on.
Mm,
Yeah, and he
what
came
was
over.
it?
He's
A
like, "Babe,
baby
can
was
he?"
coming?
Yeah, he come in there with the roses, and that got her upset because she's like, What did you think you forgot?" And he goes, "Well, he was. Oh, you know what it was? All she wanted to tell him was that she thought that they should go on a romantic cruise, and she had bought the tickets, so she
Uh-huh.
wanted to know if he would take time off. He can take time off, so she wanted to talk about that, and he went and did a
Mm,
whole nine just for that.
I tell you. Okay.
You got 10 minutes,
The
girl, because Zoom is telling you
hmm
that.
Yeah, we can go through this. The next one is this. I like this one. Pay attention to her body language. Pay attention to
Well,
her body
tell them what they
language.
say that means. Tell them what they say that means. That's hilarious.
Listening to someone's words isn't the only way to understand them. It is also important to pay attention to her nonverbal cues, her facial expression, and her posture. So when you're spending time with a woman or conversing with her, watch what her face and body are doing. So, for example, if she's making eye contact, let me take my glasses off. Let me zoom in a bit more. If she's making eye contact, smiling, letting her arms hang at her side, she's probably feeling comfortable and relaxed. Okay? So, Hillary, why you got your chin propped?
Because
Why
I'm waiting
you
for the
looking
next
to the
one.
side all the time? But if she's looking at the floor, crossing her arms, she may be nervous, shy, or preoccupied.
They forgot another part. I
Mm.
or pissed.
Upset.
Upset.
It's like,
Very upset.
come home.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear it.
Mm.
And it's
She's ready
like,
for
oh
your
God, not this
nonsense.
again. I forget something in the car. He ain't going back to
I
sit
know
and
he
get
ain't coming
it.
back.
Then he go.
Some guys will walk through that door, see that pose, and just walk right back out. I'm not
It's
dealing with
like
that.
it's like you tend to see a lot of those little TikTok videos and stuff. Then the guy phones ring and he's in the shower and the partner say, "Hon, your phone is ringing." And you see the whole bathroom explode, or the guy trying to jump through the window naked. And it's like when she does get the phone to him, it's just his mom or work me or something like that.
That's called guilt.
Oh my goodness. I think I got time for two more.
You got seven
Uh,
minutes.
yeah, spend time with her socially is if that's an option. So spending the time around someone can help you understand them better. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If you can hang out with the woman socially, you can have a chance to observe how she behaves in different situations.
Depends on
Besides,
what your intent is. Again, the intent,
mhm,
right?
besides, so you're going on a date, you're hanging with her friends, with if she goes to the club, or if it's they're not really a girls' night out, but a group of friends going out or something like that. If she's involved in a sport, and you decide, well, the invitation is
Nah,
extended to
forget it. Go with the
purchase.
family, man. That's the reality check right there.
Wait, what? The
Family don't
family?
hide nothing. I don't want to hang with her friends. I don't want to hang with her, girlfriends or what. No,
No, not
I
with the
want to hang
girlfriends. I
with
want to
her
recommend a girls' night
family.
out.
If you want to
Persons
know
that you
if
play
that's your
sport with and
potential,
stuff.
if you want to know that's your potential, go to a family dinner or outing. Okay,
But she should invite him if that's like
invite
you
your
said.
damn
If
self.
the thing, I ain't
If
gonna
you
invite
listen,
myself to a
if you
person's
this is the problem. This
family
is the
event.
problem. No, no, no. Hold on. If your intent is to see whether or not she's a potential and you've invested time in that woman and you want to know, okay, do I want to go to the next step and show my vulnerability as a man? You need to invite yourself to a family dinner, okay? Because we cannot hide our true selves from our families. They will
Mm-hmm.
tell you, right? You could try, but you cannot hide your true self from your family. That's my
Okay,
take.
we hear it is saying depending on how well you know her and how comfortable she is with you, try inviting her to spend time with you one on one or in a group.
Family.
So make your invitation specific. Okay? Let me see
Intentional.
it with my eye.
Hmm.
And the other one was for one-on-one time. Try asking her to do something low pressure that will allow you to chat with her and get to know her a bit. For instance, you might invite her to chat over coffee or lunch. Don't invite me to chat over no coffee.
Oh
Don't invite me to
no.
chat over because I
Find
love
out if
having
she's a
coffee.
coffee person
That's
first.
breakfast. So if you
Well,
invite me
what,
over
but, but,
coffee,
but what the, but hold on. You can't say no because if his intent is to see if it's her potential, he might not want to say dinner because he doesn't want her to think that he's interested in an after party. You get what I'm saying? It's
mm,
coffee, it's the middle of the day or beginning of the day, and the intent is to get to know her. The information is on her, and the attention.
suppose the person is not a morning person. You
Well,
need to
then you
invite
know
me out
what?
for
There's always
coffee.
lunch.
Oh God.
That's what I
Well, did
said.
they say coffee or lunch? Let's see what they're saying.
How about
Talk
we
to
go
other
back? How about
people.
we take a break and come back,
Mm.
and then you could continue, and then I'll start with the men. Okay?
Okay.
All right. We will be
Good.
back with more hot pleasures and me giving Teresa a hard time.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that fact, taking big swings, just hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I take the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real good, how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they
Okay.
know it's cap.
We're back. Okay, you can continue.
Welcome, welcome. Here we are again. Talk to you, pleasures.
Remember to like, comment, and
Comment and
subscribe.
subscribe.
Hit the like button, please. No.
Yep,
You know
subscribe.
what it is too is that we get a
Subscribe.
lot of commentating and everything behind closed doors because some people don't want to because we keep it raw and real and we talk a lot about sexual issues and sexualities and stuff and not everyone is comfortable in speaking on certain
About
items,
their
so they have,
sexuality.
yeah, they just talk to us and then we bring it to you, so you know it's okay.
And yeah, and some of the topics that we have are topics that our viewers said, you know what, we need to speak on this.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them that we repeat. Why am I why am I stammering? Some of them that we repeat will be also a case of they want us to do a refresher on it or bring back the topic to explain something that they misunderstood or they want to bring to the table. So yeah, we are back tonight on our topic, understanding men, understanding women. What do you really
What
want?
the desires. I have a fly in the.
Huh?
I swear to God, I wanna smack it. But anyways, go on.
Why you don't knock something over and over?
I
Wait, how
probably
come you
gonna
don't have
knock
any
something over.
tea tonight? No
Sorry?
tea, no wine? How come you don't have any tea tonight?
No, no mint tea tonight. I have no tea. I have a coffee, and because I need to stay up.
Busy people these days.
Busy chief, busy people.
Mhm. So another point, I think I have two more points to make. So make them quickly
Yeah,
so that Hillary
don't be
can
taking
come
up the
in with
men's
her
time.
side. So talk to other people who know her to get other person's perspective. For example, you can bring a conversation. Hey, do you know Sarah? Sarah, though, yeah, I know Sarah for a long time. Why does she get annoyed so quickly when I bring a certain topic? Or is it a case that I invited her out to this place, say I invited her to the beach and it was a no-no and you didn't want to bring it up again, stuff like that there.
Hmm. But I
So,
can say to I'll say something right here. The same way we want to allow men to understand women,
mhm,
we as women have to give them directional information and
mhm,
don't assume that they know what we're talking about, right?
true.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Another one, try to put yourself in her shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So developing a strong sense of empathy is an important part of understanding any person. Try to understand, try to imagine her circumstances. Ask yourself what you would think and feel in the same situation.
Right.
If, for example, you might think to yourself, Monica seems really forgetful sometimes, but she's working double shift and taking care of kids at home. So you can see what causes that. Or so she probably overwhelmed and tired most of the time. So show some empathy there. Another thing, educate yourself about the unique issues women face. Even if you live in a society where genders are legally or socially considered equal,
Right.
men and women deal with their own unique problems and challenges. To understand individual women, try to look at a big picture and understand what kinds of pressures and biases they deal with that you don't. For
Except that we
example,
think differently.
mhm. For example, you might read articles, books, Hillary's book, or opinions about issues such as the differences in how men and women are treated by medical personnel or the challenges that women face in workplace. If a woman complains about a challenge and frustration of being female, resist the urge to get defensive or dismissive. Keep an open mind and try to see things from her perspective. So there you have it. Those are my, well, 9 points about understanding women.
Okay. So I am going to answer the question because I asked the man the question. I knew it, I knew it because of every field I've been in. I'm basically around men more often than females, and but I wanted to hear it from a man, and what he said to me was the most attractive woman that a man finds or wants or looks for is a woman that can help him focus on his dream. A woman that is assertive in her thoughts. And you okay, Teresa? We lost your voice. I can't hear you.
I'm good. I'm listening to
Okay.
you.
I was like, what's going on? Like you're growing on the screen?
So dog is barking in the background. So I
Oh, the
moved from
dogs.
one room to
That
the
is
next.
the. Well, hey, listen, we keep it raw and real and we all working from home. So, okay. So I'm taking a little note from Steve Harvey's book, and yes, it's act like a lady and think like a man. And when this came out, so many guys went crazy. Oh my God, how can you say anything? But don't you want your woman to understand you? So,
Not always. Like, no, too many secrets there, Steve
yeah,
Harvey.
he said he can't sit around with you or dreaming about marriage and family if his mind is on how to make money, how to get better positioning, and how to be the kind of man you need him to be. Right? So don't get offended if he's not having the same dreams. Well, we'll come back to that. But I'm going to give a couple of scenarios because guys think differently. They're very, I'm not going to use the word simple because people say, "Oh, you're very simple-minded." It's not that. It's that they're very direct. Very direct. It's basically if a man say, "I want sex," he's not saying, "I want to, go off in a relationship. I want to do this." I don't know. He wants to have sex with you. That's what he wants. If he wants to have a relationship with you, and he actually means it, he'll say it by doing more than actually saying it. Right. So, let's start out with this analogy. So you meet a guy and he really likes you. The flies spark, and he seems really into you, and seems all the right stuff, all the right moves. That's a red
You
flag
see
for me
when
right
Hillary
there.
said that she started playing with her hair.
That's a red flag for me right there. He's making all the right moves. He should make a couple of mistakes. He constantly texts each other sweet nothings throughout the day. Nothing excites you more than this feeling when he gives you, right? Then something changes. Now, right here is where we run into trouble as men and women because it says then something changes. It could be that now you guys, the honeymoon phase is gone, and now the reality
Mm-hmm.
comes into play where you're actually in an actual relationship because you both have made the decision to be in a relationship with each other. So maybe after a few dates or a few years, you're into the relationship, but one day you realize he completely cools off. The sparks between you have gone out. You don't hold his attention this way you used to, and he seems distracted and distant. Okay. His texts seem shorter and further apart. I could hear women typing. It feels like you're barely hanging onto him by a thread. You start to imagine all the worst case scenarios. That is your problem, not his, by the way, ladies. If you're already imagining issues right here where the scenarios come with either he's cheating, he he will cheat, or he's just not either responsible or something negative other than maybe you haven't told him your requirements, right? So let's go with that. So was it something you did? Is the question. Was it something he did? Is there someone else? And now as soon as you start going with is there someone else, there's already trust issues, okay? Is it all in your head? Is everything fine? Usually not. What changed? It's usually comes down to one thing. And when you finally understand why he acts this way, everything will change for you. So the question is, how do men think in this situation? So, what we tend to do, and some of us have done this, myself and Teresa. When this happens, Teresa, what normally happens to most females when they see the guy, the relationship? Remember, it's all honeymoon in the beginning. It's like, oh my God, he's so cute. He has muscles when he doesn't have any. you know,
Sorry.
oh, he's so
Uh,
he's so muscular. And everything he does is extra amazing. And we don't realize that relationship have stages, and we know it, but we don't want to realize it in that matter, because it goes from, oh my God, we can't stop touching each other, to smoothing out. And maybe he was never a texter. Maybe he didn't really like to communicate that way, but there was no
mm,
conversation in beginning of the relationship, people. There was no conversation in the beginning stage when you were having all that, little sparkling butterflies and whatever. There was no conversation as to,
but you look past all that.
yeah, you guys, they passed all that. And now you're like, what happened? What happened was no boundaries were in place, no conversation about requirements and what they see their potential future as, no direction as to whether they wanted to grow into or fester into an actual relationship, or if this was just a convenience or just a dating situation. And so the man is confused as to, what did I do wrong? And the woman is upset, or it could be the vice versa. It could be that she's confused as to, what the hell is this? I wasn't interested in a relationship. Why is he getting all up bent out of shape? Because I'm not calling
Mm,
him anymore, right? So I think for a man, we tend to, you know, I'm not going to say women are always emotional, but I would say this is that we tend to we feel as though if you spend time with us, you should know what we're already thinking. So why do I have
again,
to tell you?
assumption.
Right?
Again, assumption.
Yes. But what the guy here is, oh, you expect me to know what you think? Well, okay, keep waiting. I'm not, now he's confused, completely confused, and that's why that situation with the one viewer, that the lady contacted him for mentorship. He's thinking mentorship because what you say
Mm-hmm.
to a guy is exactly what he heard. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they're men are the best listeners because they whatever you say is what they hear, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
what you don't say, they also hear that too.
I was
But
about to say, you
yeah,
saying
they
that, but then
also.
when you don't say to hear something else,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes up. Well, I read between the lines. Read between which lines? But it's
Mm-hmm.
always the receiver's intention, and it can also be the speaker's
Of course.
intention. Maybe that's what he wanted you to think, and being playful with words. And then when you think that, and you're more forward than you expect, you go like,
And the body
oh,
language has a lot to do with it too.
mm-hmm.
And you know what? Text is very interpretive. And so if you,
Oh, don't
it
you
is.
know it, including the emojis.
Yes, yes.
One
Oh,
emoji I was
oh
using,
no.
and I
You're going to talk
posted.
about that? She goes, Hillary, what do that mean? I said, girl, you better be careful.
But I use the emoji
Yeah.
as, you see a picture of an apple, and I saw it as a picture of an apple. I
Mm.
didn't read it as nothing else. There was nothing else going with it. But Hillary pointed out to me, girl, do you know what you just sent me? I was, yeah, I know what I just sent you. What's wrong with it? That's not what it means. And Hillary, the researcher that she is, went through went through the emoji language, the image and the text.
I had
And
to
let me
learn. I had to
this is
learn
what
because
it
some people be saying things to me, and I'm just like,
is.
I go and drop it in Google.
And an eggplant and an eggplant. I was like, eggplant and a peach and a peach.
You know how long that took me to get? Because I'm
The
not
the
into the whole
eggplant one,
emoji stuff. Yeah, I
uh,
was like, why you
just
keep sending me an
just
eggplant? I
text
don't
me and
get it.
say what it is instead of sending me a picture. If you're gonna
Thank
send
you.
me
I'm
a
very direct.
picture,
I'm
send me a
very, very
picture.
direct.
So
So
that's
just tell
something.
me exactly what you're saying. Don't send me no emoji. I get
Agreed.
so upset with that
Agreed.
nonsense. I'm like, what? What does it mean? Didn't you know what I just said? No, I didn't know because you didn't say anything. You put a damn picture. Anyways, so there's not much to go when it comes to men. Men find it very hard to understand what a woman wants because sometimes we do not know what we want. And because our mind are so multitask, we want a
And you can't
lot.
communicate it.
Yeah, we can't communicate it sometimes, and or we do communicate it, but we're thinking, if you're my partner or you are in a relationship with me, you should know what
You
my
should know.
this particular emotion is. I shouldn't have to tell you every time. And if you offend me, I shouldn't have to tell you you offended me. You should have known my borders. But again, if you do not tell your mate, your male mate, or female, but I'm talking about I'm putting up for the boys right now. If you do not tell them what your boundaries are, what your
Mm.
requirements are, and lose those expectations, then they do not know what you're talking about. And that's where the confusion comes in. And so, for example, if a man says he wants to find a mate for marriage and to build, his kingdom, have kids and blah, 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 whatever,
Mm.
he's looking for just that. And if you come with a flirtatious text and whatever, and you're showing him that maybe you give other people that kind of attention, or he's making the assumption because you're very free with it with him, you're not going to get the side of him that you're wanting because you see him looking for a mate and then he's not treating you as a person that should be looking for a mate because you've given him the message that you're not mate material. So there's a lot of confusion. So I think when it comes to men, I think all a man wants from you, and this is coming from a man, is for you to help him achieve his dream. That's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
The end. And it's no, it's hard and simple at the same time because women have dreams too, and we also want you to help us, achieve our dreams. And some men are very intimidated by quote unquote strong women or ambitious women, because and they're not really afraid of you. What it is, if he is trying to develop his world, he needs a person to support him. And he's looking as if you're so ambitious and have all this thing going, when am I going to be important? And how do I
Yeah.
fit into your world? And you're not going to have enough time for me. So that's where to us, it comes off
Exactly.
like you feel threatened by me. And to him, it's more like, I know you don't have time for me. And so that's where we have the same situations, same acts, but two different emotions and way of
Mm-hmm.
looking at it. And all we need to do is really talk to each other and communicate a little bit more.
Yep.
That's it. So that's
That's true.
what the men want the women to know. Help me achieve my dream.
True.
And don't keep telling me I'm going out. If you, for example, if the man wants to own a mechanic shop, for example, right? And you see him spending money on parts and trying to fix things up and trying to do things, do not get upset with him if he's not buying you the best of the best dresses or the best of the best vacation packages, or you can't go on vacation that year. Maybe, say to him, come up with a plan. Sit down together and come up with a plan where, you see him working on, that's his dream. Find a way to
Mm-hmm.
help encourage that. I don't say you have to take your dream and push it on the rug. Let him know your dream as well. And maybe you guys can coordinate a plan that help each
Mm-hmm.
other, support each other through those dreams so you
Yeah.
can grow it into a goal, right? For the family that you're going to create, or the relationship that you're going to create. Make it a relationship goal to help each other. So that's what those,
Teamwork make the dream work,
there
they
you
say.
go. So, ladies, what the man wants for you is support. That's what I'm hearing. And men, what the women want from you is active listening. Not because you're trying to listen to get out of trouble. Listen to understand how, what the signs are and what the ask is. And she might not be able to communicate to you exactly. And ladies, don't come to me and say, oh, I know exactly what I want. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with you having a lot of different moving hands and a lot of parts and a lot of responsibility as a woman. And sometimes your actual need and your actual requirement, you cannot communicate it completely, but you know what it
Mm-hmm.
is you want to feel, how you want to feel. And that part you can communicate to him. Let him know how you want to feel in the relationship. And that's what you
Mm-hmm.
want.
And if it's a relationship that you guys are building, there's shared responsibility. You don't have to
Yes.
take on all the load and all the responsibility,
Know
do
your
this and get
role.
this done. Mm-mm. It's shared responsibility because if you guys are going to be moving on and growing together and you're accustomed or you let it known to him, okay, this is what I am doing and I'm accustomed doing this and this is what I like to do. 3, 4 years down the road and you are getting exhausted of doing the same thing. Don't
Right?
expect him to pitch in
Nope.
and say,
Because you said you got
well,
it.
let me help you. Because from reception, when
Yep.
he was trying to
Help.
share the
You
responsibility,
said no.
you decide, you know what, I got it.
I got it.
I can handle it.
And we need to
So
stop saying
getting
that.
that,
Stop saying you got it. We all have a role in a relationship.
mm,
Sit down and work out a plan of what your role is in the relationship. Take on that role. And if that role gets too much for you, be okay enough and be confident enough in your relationship to say, you know
say
what? It's too
help.
much. I need you
Mm,
to take that role a little bit, and I can support you in your role where you're having the same kind of problem.
mm,
But we just have this whole thing like I could do everything. Yeah, you put that cape on, the cape comes off. Because
yeah,
if you do everything now,
Superman and Wonder Woman have to sleep sometime.
this is the thing where if you as a woman do everything in the beginning of the relationship, where you know you cook for him, you do this, you do that, you do all these beautiful amazing things, and you're working at the same time, and you're doing this and you're managing, but because you're trying to impress and say, I am amazing woman and you should be glad to
Mm-hmm.
have me in your life, then when you get into that part of the heart of the relationship, and you've now trained him to believe that you are this, and then when he walks in the house and now you guys are living
And
together, you walk in the house and he put his hand down
the
like
food,
this,
the food ain't cooked.
he's like,
Are you
did
ready
you
to?
cook?
Mhm.
don't throw the don't throw the pot on that man's head.
A man
Teach, my
is
angel said
accustomed to
it best,
something.
teach people how to treat you.
He's
So
accustomed to
guys
that.
get
He's looking for it.
confused. Yeah, guys get confused. You're like, what's the problem? I don't understand. This is what we always did. Why?
And you know one of the famous things that go, is something wrong? No. Are you
And then she
sure
gonna call her
nothing is
girlfriend on the
wrong?
phone. You can't
I
believe he
said
came to the house
no.
and he asked me to cook.
And Exactly.
And then
Then when
he's
you
like,
go
I don't
in
know
the
what her
other
problem
room, you're
is.
on the phone and calling someone.
Yeah,
You fighting about it.
and then he's talking to his friends, and he's like, I don't know, she's acting like she's going crazy. She's doing all these things. She's getting right all the time. I want to talk to you. We need to talk. I want to talk to her.
And then when she packs up and say, "Okay, I'm going out with the boys," when she packs up and say, "I'm going out with the girls," he's like, "I thought you just said nothing was wrong. What is it you leaving the house?" Or if he decide, "Well, you said nothing is wrong, so I'm going to hang out with the guys and come back."
Oh,
And when he comes back, ugh, look out,
sleep over
look
somewhere.
out.
No, don't sleep over nowhere because she gonna think you're cheating. And that's another thing is that if you have real communication and honest
Mhm.
communication when you're having those struggles, and you know he has missed the marker or she has missed the marker, tell them it's okay. And if you really want your relationship to work, and when they do miss the marker, do not punish them for saying, I don't know what's going on. Can you tell me? Don't punish them. Say, well, you should know.
Yeah, assumptions
Okay.
again.
Let me tell you what the guy just heard. Well, you don't want to talk? Okay, cool. I'm going to go watch TV. And then you walking
and
around
and
huffing and puffing. He don't know what's
and
going on.
don't wait to bring up
20
discussions
years
that
later.
were not only 20 years later. Saturday night is game night,
Oh,
his favorite sport.
I'm gonna sit.
Don't wait till
I'll be sitting
start
there
an
too doing
argument
my game
midweek
night.
and don't want to talk about it, and then wait until when it's game night. You might have
Whatever
friends over or
their
whatever.
relaxed time is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
No.
That's not good because
Respect the
the
time.
feedback that you're gonna get is just gonna make things worse for you, not for him,
Yeah.
for you.
And ladies,
Because you know that that's the time that he
that's
is in
his
front of
time.
the
That's his me
TV.
time. That's his me
Mm-hmm.
time.
That's his way how he unwinds for the week.
Mm-hmm.
So just let him be, let him do it.
You know what one guy said to me? He's an active football fan, and
Mm-hmm.
he said every time, every Monday night football, she would walk in front of the, she would find a way to vacuum and do everything. He goes, I never went to
Vacuum
her
at
spa
night.
day on a Saturday. I never did. So I said to both of them, I said, why don't you guys okay, you have Monday night football every Monday. That's 4 nights, okay? One of those
Mm-hmm.
nights, invite her to come and watch football with you. And then one of those times that you go to the spa every other week, just one of the times, take him with you, let him get a manicure and pedicure. Guess what? Beauty. He goes and
Mm-hmm.
get his manis by himself, by the way, now. He don't need her.
Uh,
But she trying to, hang out with him with sports. But now she knows that that's his happy time. That's his time,
mm-hmm.
and she just felt left out. But I just wanted her to realize that he wasn't taking time away from you. He was giving himself space, because you don't think because you're in a relationship you have to be with each other 24/7. My
Mm-hmm.
lord. Mm-mm. Take a break.
Even everyone, even humans get frustrated
Even animals
or
be like,
nice
nah.
bored seeing the same thing all the time.
My dog sometimes be like, you know what, I'm gonna go in this room. I don't need
Not
you.
enough of you.
Yeah. So anyways, here's our takeaways. Teresa, go ahead.
Communicate.
Yes.
Don't leave assumptions out. Those two
Yes.
things are big for me. Leave
Yep.
assumptions out and communicate. If it is no, if it's not going anywhere, come out and say it. If your intentions are not to build a relationship, come out and say it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's communicate and just leave the assumptions out because it can just hurt. It can just
Either
hurt each
party.
other,
Mm-hmm.
and it get worse.
Yep.
Get
And
worse.
and for me, I think we have to realize that men are people and humans. And they have the
Mm-hmm.
same emotions as anybody else. And society has, I'm going to say North American society, many societies have basically said that the man is not supposed to be emotional, right? He's supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
strong. He's supposed to be the breadwinner. He's supposed to be this. And that is a lot of pressure. And so now because he's supposed to be this and he's trying to do it, and he said, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, don't now bring your assumptions in. So the best thing to do, and what men want you to do, is they want you to help them achieve their dream or goal. And that is and that can be worked out as a plan, a relationship goal for both of
Mm-hmm.
you so you both can support each other. And don't think that when he's doing extra work to have that dream met, that he's either cheating or the relationship is getting fuzzed out or soft or whatever. Just,
Mm-hmm.
as Teresa
And
said,
again,
communicate.
communicate.
Communicate. That's
Yeah.
it. Well, that is another hot tea with pleasure. I know we're gonna
That
get a
is
lot
a
of comments
wrap.
on this one.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry the persons
Men
that
are
we reach out to
hilarious.
were
Huh?
able to join in. I'm sorry the persons that we reach out to
Yeah,
weren't
the
able
guys.
to
Those guys
join
were funny. Well, we
in.
had one that said, he was busy right now because he was at work, but he said the next one you guys have, I want to be. I am definitely.
Hmm.
I got a lot to say. It's a lot to say,
Yeah.
and I think for men it is they don't want to do any guessing. They don't like guessing. They just he goes, this is not a game. You don't want games. You keep saying I don't want a player. I want this. I want that. Well, then tell the man what you want, and stop waiting for him to guess what you want. Tell him.
And saying that for the women,
Mm-hmm.
come out and say what your intentions are at get go, so that we know if
Yes.
this is something that we can build upon, or
Mm-hmm.
if this is something like, you know, see you later. What you call it? There's a word you use.
What?
Smash.
Oh,
If
smash.
this is just a
Yes.
smash, or this
Hit
is
it and
something we
quit
can build
it.
on.
It's the truth.
Yeah,
You know, like you're wasting your
be
time with me
open.
if that's what your intent is. I'm not
Hmm.
even going to let you finish your conversation. I'll be like, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. And that I'm not wasting your time and you're not wasting mine. And we both were clear, right? Uh,
Hmm.
I'll see if there could be a friendship where, networking is always my thing. You don't know what the other person can bring to you in that aspect. But if that's what your intent is, you come to me, oh, hey, baby, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to let you know right away. I'm not going to be attitude-ish or whatever, but I would say I'm sorry, but that is not my intention or I'm not interested in that.
Hmm.
And then that's that. And if you choose to continue, you can continue by your damn self. I'll walk away.
Hmm.
Don't stand there in the moment and then say, "Oh, I'm not interested," but you standing there having the whole conversation. Hey,
Hmm.
Teresa.
Quit it at get go.
Okay, until the next time, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Hot Tea with Pleasure coming to you every Saturday. We're live or not live, recorded. We never know. We
We
have busy
already recorded.
schedule. So I think this one might be a pre-recorded one because yeah. But check us out. We have multiple episodes that we had some really hot, spicy ones before, a little bit more sexual
Hmm.
as well. We keep it raw and real, whether it be emotional, physical, or sexual. We talk about everything cross border. Well, Teresa, that's for me here in Ontario, Canada.
And it's me here in the beautiful hot island of Barbados. See you next Saturday. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until
Share.
then.
Okay, enjoy. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Bye, Teresa.
Okay, bye.
And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these shit I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something new.